Yesterday was one of those days I could not bring myself to go into the basement where my studio is to finish working on a large painting, nor did I want to be in the dining room where I have lighting and audio set up for smaller paintings. What I really wanted was to sit at my little antique pine table in the kitchen, look out the window, and be able to listen to Heartland episodes as I just painted for fun. As much as I enjoy doing these videos, they are a lot of work, and I never get to paint a painting just for fun anymore. So I decided I really needed that break. I got some caladium leaves and ferns out of my garden. I put them in little bitty bottles and set up a little bit of vignette. I put a tarp over my pine table, got a few paints out. I got my mixed media paper out and decided I was just going to paint for fun yesterday, but I ended up stumbling on a technique that I'd never used with my acrylic paints, and I was so thrilled with the result that I wanted to share it with you after all. Stay tuned. I used a real limited palette. I used Alizarin Crimson, Sap Green, Cad Yellow Medium, Ultramarine, and Burnt Umber with some white, and that took care of everything in the painting. I started using multimedia paper at the beginning to do primarily thumbnails before I was going to do a larger painting. And I'll also use it if I want to practice with a new brush and see what kind of stroke I can get, or I want to practice with my drawing. But I've also found if I've got 30 minutes, I'm doing some little paintings on this paper. It's really helped my drawing skills. It's helped me to really loosen up a lot. So I highly recommend it. I really encourage you to try drawing. I used to hate drawing. I avoided it. I wanted to copy or use a projector, but I have found the more that I will draw, the better my drawing is getting, and it's happened pretty quickly. So I really encourage you to start with that. I started this painting like I would any other acrylic painting, and I was using my heavy body acrylic paints by LIQUITEX, which are my favorites. And I just started putting things in. I was trying to put loose brush strokes. I wanted to keep it very loose. But as far as the ratio of the paint to the water, it was the same as I normally use. But when it came time to do the bottles, I decided to water down my paint a little bit. And when I got to that first green bottle, after I put the thinner wash down, I thought, that looks nice. And then I wiped off a section so that what you're really seeing is the paper shining through, and it made that bottle look super transparent. So then when I got to the next little square bottle, I did the same thing. What you're seeing is mainly water with the slightest hint of green, and then I just put a little darker stroke down at the bottom, and it was so effective. It really reminded me of watercolor. So I was so jazzed at how cool the bottles looked. Then for the shadow, I took ultramarine with just a ton of water and put in that little shadow. And then I took a paper towel and wiped the outside of that shadow off. So it really became super thin and watery looking. And gosh, it was just a really beautiful effect. For that last little clear bottle, I didn't water it down like I did the other two bottles, but I used my favorite gray mixture, which is burnt umber, ultramarine blue, and white. And I think it still turned out pretty clear and glassy looking. Hey, if this video has been helpful to you, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And if you'll hit subscribe, you'll be sure not to miss the next free video that's coming out soon. And you might want to check out my website, speaking of free things, because I've got a free video for you there and lots of other cool things. Thanks a lot. God bless.